It's nice to take a break every once in a while. Nice little vacation. My family took a vacation without me, so why can't I take a vacation? Ladies and gentlemen, I am your captain, guide, and friend, Dalton Rellinger. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Sailwind specifically. I did some off-screen grinding while you guys were gone, and I'm quite a bit richer now than I was whenever I left. I wasn't really in the mood for recording yesterday. I have been absolutely exhausted due to work and other things here lately. So I just decided, you know what? I'm gonna watch a bunch of YouTube videos and just kind of play this in the background uh, while uh, while I build up some money. And yeah, I'm almost up to 4,000 Eastern crowns now, which means that I can finally go ahead and upgrade the cog a little bit, like I've been wanting to do. And I think it might be a good time to go ahead and start preparing for a journey down to Happy Bay. So first things first, let's get the expensive stuff out of the way. The cog. We need to. I have been approved by the company to do this. I did all the necessary stuff off screen while I was recording yesterday, or while I was playing yesterday. Excuse me. And main thing we need to do: get rid of the tall cabin, go to the short cabin, and I'm debating if I even want to keep the square sail. For right now, let's go ahead and just remove all the sails, because I want to experiment around with the new shipyard mod. So we have, let's go ahead and get rid of the stays as well. We have the ability to add in a whole bunch more masts if we want to. You can even kind of angle that one. I don't know what that would do, honestly, but that it is an option. Then we can also have a four-mast if we want. I'm not sure what the whole angle thing is all about, but I mean that is an option. If you were around for the cog only challenge, this would be a very familiar build to you. I'm probably not going to do this because it's already eating into like half of my money, but it is an option. Okay, so let's just go ahead and get rid of you, get rid of you, and get rid of you. I think we'll go for a short Genoa is going to be too small. Maybe a... Yeah, we'll stick with a small Genoa. And then we can go for... I'm looking at either keeping the square sail and having a gaff, or just going for a much larger gaff. Go to the low cabin. Thing is, if I'm going to have this thing, it's really... It kind of defeats the purpose of the square sail. Because this thing will be able to catch wind at a much better angle than the square sails will, regardless of direction. I think I'll keep the dark blue just because it's kind of the theme here. Though maybe I could just go for the... I think that would ultimately give me better control, but maybe I can size it up a bit. The scaling options come with the shipyard mod that I'm using. Does that make it more expensive, by the way? It does, actually. Okay, that's going to be pretty cheap, all things considered. Maybe I could clean off the hull as well. Yeah, I could just do that with the broom. It's hard to get the bottom, though. It's hard to tell like what you've cleaned off on the bottom. Yeah, I'll just go ahead and clean it off. Okay, well, you know what? I don't think square sails are that expensive. So we'll run with this for a while. And if we don't like it, we can always just come back and put on another square sail. The main thing I wanted to get rid of was the castle. Let's bring you in. And let's also bring you in as well. Okay, so that's the ship upgraded. I also went ahead and redid the shrouds and put a telltale on. Now, I've got 1,800 left, almost 1,900. Let's get a couple more tools. Specifically, a sun compass. And I might also get a table. I don't know yet. But I do need to restock on food. That is going to be a big thing. I also need to get a lantern. Maybe 2 lanterns. I wouldn't mind having that, but that's going to be a bit expensive. And maybe even... Oh, man. I've got a lot more things I need to buy than I realized. Okay, well, tell you what. Let's get the important stuff first. I'm also going to go ahead and buy a couple of lanterns. That leaves me 1,500. I'll probably also need to buy some oil. I will need to buy food and water. Not entirely sure if I've got enough money to buy everything that I need to. Realistically, I would probably want to buy a map. But I'll just say that the company provides us maps whenever we do missions. At least water's not too expensive. Okay, let's head back to the ship and place our lanterns and things. Okay, so that is pretty much all of my money spent. I have 9 crowns left to my name. And what I've done is I've bought basically a bunch of navigation tools. I bought the sun compass. I bought a couple of lanterns so you guys can see what's happening at night whenever we start crossing the ocean. I bought a telltale. I lowered the cab. I have another lantern. I bought some extra food supplies. I bought some extra water, and I also bought some rum. I gotta make Captain Jack Sparrow happy, after all. Actually, I wonder if I could just put... Hang on. Can I just put you guys, like, right here in the dead center? There we go. That's a bit more like it. And then I can also put this here. Alright, and then this is the almost empty barrel of water that I can just try and refill whenever we sail into a storm or something. I've also got some fishing hooks and a fishing pole, which I'm going to put over here, actually. Now, I have a mod. I don't know if it's going to still work with the update and whatnot, but I do have a mod that, that's annoying, that will allow the fishing pole to just catch fish on its own, kind of in the background. I might just need to buy a table next time we come here, so I can put all my stuff on it. For right now, that should work. And then I can also put... There we go. Alright, let's take a mission, and we'll start rebuilding our... Oh, yeah, I also got some lantern oil and a spyglass. I got the smallest spyglass because that's all I could afford. I would like to have a bigger spyglass. I think my character would be dead right there, honestly, but we'll ignore that. Alright, so yeah, I don't have the ability to rest here for another night, so let's just be on our way. And, I guess I could start taking mail to... Oh, I've even got Oasis on the map now. I'm not doing that journey, though. That's that might be a bit much for our character here. Am I ready for Happy Bay? Let's see here. I think I technically could make it, but I'd be fighting scurvy along the way. I think it might be best if we just take a few more local missions, build up our money again, and just buy some fruit so we can take with us on the way. Okay, so let's start from Mount Malefic, I think. We can also make a stop at Sunspire. And we'll finish up at Mount Malefic. Okay, that's Mount Malefic. This is Sunspire. Alright, so I think the male will be staying back here with me whenever we start doing crossings and things, because it just makes sense for it to be underneath the roof. We're casting off at sunset. Not sure if that's really such a great idea, but it's not like we really have much of a choice. What is that off in the distance? Is that another boat, or is that... I'm not sure. Hang on. That's a boat with the sails raised up, apparently. Okay. Yeah, well, the wind is mostly favorable to get out of here, so let's get the heck out of here. We have places to be and people to see and things to deliver. Push off from the gate. Or the dock, whatever you want to call it. And let's see if the Genoa acts better than the jib did. Seems like it's going to act better. Oh yeah, that should definitely... That should definitely be a lot better. Alright, so now we have a ship that can catch wind from almost any angle aside from directly in front of us. And the jib sail should be able to swing out now because it's not going to be obstructed by... There we go. That's what the jib sail's been supposed to do. Heck yeah. And also, for the first time in this playthrough, light. Let there be light. You guys can finally see what the heck's going on at nighttime now. But I'm going to primarily sail with them off, though. Alright, let's get over here. So the ship should be a lot simpler to handle now, because I've only got 2 sails now instead of 3. And I'm going to be honest, I prefer gaff sails over square sails. I think they just look a lot cooler, and they're a lot more useful. Alright, well, I'm just going to go to sleep, and hopefully we'll wake up very close to Sunspire. Okay, we're coming up on Sunspire here. The ship is actually pretty quick. So I don't wonder if I should have just bought the tool that gauges your speed instead of the sun compass, because I mean, the sun compass will be useful in the coming episodes. It will be very useful. It might even come in useful, like, in the very next episode. I don't know. But being able to gauge your speed would be extremely useful. So what I'm thinking is we're going to do a quick circuit around the islands. I don't know if we'll go up to Eastwind or not. But we will hit up Mount Malefic. We'll come back to Sunspire. We'll go to Fort Astrid itself. Then we'll go to Siren Song. And then we'll start looking for a job going out to Happy Bay. Because I think we've been here long enough. We've been here for... I mean, yeah, it's day 20. I think we've gained a bit of experience. I mean, in real life, that would be, like, nothing. That would be a little more than... Well, that'd be about 3 weeks. Still, I don't think that'd be quite enough to send someone out on their own to brave the dangers of the open ocean. Around here, there's still, you know, AI boats that can come along and rescue us in the event that something happens, but once we get out there, slim chance of anything finding us. I'm gonna have to, like, retrain my brain to figure out that all the mail and stuff is back here, where it should be, underneath the roof, away from the rain and the elements. All my food supplies is up here. Alright, I think we can go ahead and start bringing this in. There we're still a ways further away from the dock than I thought we were going to be, but we should still make contact. And admittedly, nothing's going to be open, so I could probably just let the ship kind of bump into the dock. Run up here. Very quickly grab some more mail. Oh, this has 2. Okay. Let's get ready for cast off once again. Ah. I'm trying to remember where things are. Actually, how's the... Okay, yeah, the sail is, or the helm is pointed completely over. So the ship just needs a bit more help. Okay, let's go and turn on the lights. I've got some oil with me, so it's not exactly like I've got a finite amount. I mean, I do, but not to that... Not to the extent that it's anything I have to really worry about. Okay. And let's go ahead and angle you out, and let's raise you up. Awesome. I might bring you back just a touch. There we go. That way you're catching plenty of wind. Alright, well, I'm going to sleep most of the way to Mount Malefic, so I will see you guys whenever I wake up. Not quite fully rested, but pretty gosh darn close. How's everything going, by the way? The wind is... Yeah, we should still be fine for catching wind. Ah, man, I love the look of the ship. It is absolutely gorgeous. Alright, let's see if this mod still works with the fishing pole. I guess I'll go and place it down there. It'll take some time, but eventually it should catch a fish, and we can have some sushi. I'm not a fan of sushi in real life. In fact, if it comes out of the water, I don't really eat it in real life, but it's probably because I live in Oklahoma. We don't really have a lot of really fresh fish here. Unless it's freshwater fish, in which case it's absolutely disgusting, in my opinion. So, yeah. Like, we have a place in town that... Oh, yeah, see, there it goes. We have a place in town that serves... It's mostly like a catfish place, and I have no intention of ever going there. I have never really cared for catfish at all. Speaking of eating things, I recently installed a game called Beasts of Bermuda, which I'm kind of thinking about uploading onto the channel as well. It's like a dinosaur survival thing. it's supposed to be a competition for a competitor against the Isle. And I played around with it yesterday, and my God, it's a lot of fun. I'm not gonna lie. Wait, are you new? No, you're not new. Never mind. I have seen you before, just not quite as often as I would like to. Yeah, sushi does, like, next to nothing for your hunger, but it's at least something. I'm about to miss the town completely. We should still be catching a bit of wind, though I think I'm going to bring you in just a tad bit more. Just a teeny tiny tad bit more. Same with you. Honestly, I wouldn't mind trying to go like straight down to the Firefish Lagoon because the game has a new ship. And I don't want to spoil myself with it too much, but I have seen it, and it is an absolute monster. It's a freaking unit. And I think once we are able to save up enough to finally afford our own ship, that'll be when we start transporting whatever cargo that we want to carry around. Because at that point, I won't be working for this company anymore. I'll be very much my own person. I'll be trying to make my own money. But we got a ways to go before we can actually start thinking about that, because I've only got 38 crowns to my name right now, which this is technically supposed to be like, you know, company money. And once I'm able to start putting some back, I don't know. This is company money, but it's also my money. It's kind of strange. Though someone did tell me in the comments section a while back that back in the day, all of the food supplies and supplies in general on board a ship did technically come out of the captain's pocket. So I guess maybe this is my money, and not not company currency. It's actually my money. I'm just having to pay for everything. What a bunch of bastards! They send me out here. They have me doing jobs that are barely enough to scrape by, and then they expect me to be able to feed myself, to buy water for myself. They expect me to buy all the navigational tools. What a bunch of bastards! Oh well. If you're wondering how I got that kind of money off screen, you know what? If you didn't see things on screen, they never happened. Dearie me. If you didn't see it happen on screen, it never happened. Okay, how much money are we going to be getting with these? Basically 100 Eastern crowns. That might be enough to be able to buy some bread or something. Bread lasts for a while. I think bread can last up to a week, which might be something worth purchasing, but I don't know. We'll see whenever we cross that bridge. Because right now I've got a means to feed myself for a pretty long time. And once the cheese runs out on that first crate, I can either sell that crate or I can keep it and use it to store fruits and vegetables and other things. We'll see how desperate I am for money at the time. hit those poles, are we? Yeah, well, I think we're basically on track to hit them. Okay, and let's go ahead and lower you. Another nice thing about these gaff sails is they take no time at all to lower or raise. They're slower to raise up than they are to pull down. But yeah, I like this look. I think it would have looked better with the double masts, like I had with the cog only challenge a while back. But this look is not bad. I do like this look. Yeah, I guess really I don't need to moor up the the stern section. And that brings me up to 84, and then once this gets done, that brings me up to 142. Okay, that's not terrible. Honestly, I don't think I can pass up East Wind. I don't think that's an actual viable option, so we'll just we'll just run a circuit, I think. Alright. Well, it sounds like the wind is picking up. Alright, you know, while I'm here, let's run up here and get a quick little snack, so I'm not digging into my food supplies on the ship. I found this to be a pretty effective strategy for whenever you're trying to save your stuff. Just eat whatever they have in the town. Look at an apple. I guess I'll get some more bread. Then over here, I think they have more stuff over here at the inn. Yeah, here we go. Can I sell you? Thank you. And I'll also take a beer. Keep the morale up. So I've noticed that there are a few empty buildings on a few select islands. I know that eventually you're supposed to be able to buy a house in certain towns. I wonder if those empty buildings are like what you're going to be able to purchase at some point in the future. I'm not sure what the benefit of having a house would be. Maybe you get like some kind of bonus effect or something whenever you stay at home or something. Or maybe it's just like a role-playing thing. Alright, let's use the Genoa to get the heck out of here. Yeah, the wind is blowing... It's going to be blowing in our face a bit, but... that shouldn't be a problem with a ship like this. Alright. And then... Oh, hello. No, 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 no. Let's angle that out just a little bit. There we go. Alright, and back we go once more. Isn't Mount Malefic supposed to be smoking? I swear I've seen that mountain smoke before. Maybe I'm just misremembering. Whoop. Tell you what, let's just do... There we go. We're not sailing fast by any stretch of the imagination, but we will be getting places. What's my reputation at currently? Reputation is currently at... Oh, wow. I can actually take 5 missions now. And we also get a pretty decent discount. So my reputation here is basically maxed. I think the max amount of missions you can take is... I think you can take up to 6. But it doesn't go beyond that point. And once you get up to, I think, 80,000 reputation, you can start taking missions out to a secret island that's far, 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 far to the east. It's called Kronos. I've never been there myself. At some point, I do need to just sit down and do a series that's based on going out to Kronos. Maybe it might be this series. I don't know. I tried going out to Kronos once, and I didn't find it. Alright, well, sun's about to go down, and I'm going to try and catch up on some sleep, so I'll see you guys in a split second. Is it just me, or do we always come to Sunspire whenever it's nighttime? I feel like, for the most part, we come here whenever it's nighttime. And it's rarely daytime whenever we come here. Well, at least we're basically here now. Which means I can... There we go. Prepare to drop off this mail, and then we'll probably pick up another package that's going out to Eastwind, because that's going to be what brings in most of the money. And depending on what's leaving Eastwind, we might just set sail for Happy Bay from there. We'll probably stop by Siren Song so we can say that, you know, the character said goodbye to his family and whatnot, because this will be the first time that he'll be off on his lonesome doing an open ocean crossing. In fact, I'm not even sure if he's been out to Happy Bay. think Happy Bay is probably just some spot he's looked at on a map and just sheer wonder, because it's technically part of the Eastern region, but he's never been out there with another crew. Maybe he was supposed to be at one point, but it got canceled due to a storm or something. Because the background lore for this character is he always wanted to be a sailor, but he worked at the post office, just doing some, like, basically he had a janitorial position at the post office. Like, whenever he first started, he was extremely young at this point. He would sweep the floors, he'd organize the mail, he would do whatever he was needed to do, until he came of age to where he could actually be put on a ship. Now, I know back in the day that you could be put on a ship at, like, the age of 14, give or take, maybe even 12, maybe even younger, I don't know. Because back then, kids weren't really, they were kids, but they weren't treated like how, say, America views children, where they're just supposed to be off playing and whatnot. Back then, they were basically young adults, and to my understanding, that's how most of the world is now, to this day, where kids are basically just viewed as young adults for the most part. It's really only America where children are so coddled and taken care of. Which, I'm not going to lie, the constant coddling and protecting kids from what would be protecting them from information that they need to know about a world that's going terribly. I've never understood that logic. Like, your kids need to know the truth. They don't need to be coddled. They need to know what's going on. Like in this TV show called From that I've been watching with my girlfriend. Season 3 just came out recently, and we just binged-watched it. There's this little boy that the parents keep protecting him from knowing what the real world is actually going to be like. He's kind of understood it now, because he's gotten a little bit older. But whenever he was young, the parents went out of their way to protect him from knowing the dangers of what lurked in the woods at night. I don't want to spoil the show for you if you take an interest. It's called From. It's really good. And this is coming from me. I don't really watch TV or anything like that. But this series is definitely worth watching, in my honest opinion. If you get a chance, like, go on Amazon. It might even be on YouTube. I'm not entirely sure. Definitely look it up. It's really, really, really good. Okay, you have things going out to Happy Bay as well. But for right now, let's just take another mission out to Eastwind. This is 3. Holy crap. Should I maybe just hire the wagon? Nah. I mean, the ship is right there, Dalton. You don't really need the wagon for this. Tell you what, let's just put it... Let's put it here. I can organize it later on the way. Doing 5 days. I think we can definitely do that. So as far as I've been able to tell, Sunspire does not have an actual inn, which is kind of strange to me, because you'd think that this place of all places would have an inn. Okay. Did I moor up this? Yes, I did. Okay. Right. This is kind of a predicament. How am I going to get out of here? So that Beast of Bermuda game that I mentioned earlier, I'm probably going to upload at least one video of it, because I'm not going to lie, it was a really, really, really cool game. I had a lot of fun playing it the other day, or actually just yesterday, as I'm recording this. But, like, it has... You play as a dinosaur of, like, any kind of creature you want, basically. It's got all of the famous ones, like it's got a lot of long necks, it's got the Tyrannosaurus Rex, of course. You can't have a dinosaur game without Tyrannosaurus Rex. It's like the most famous animal that ever lived. But you can also play as aquatic creatures, you can play as the mosasaur, you can play as a turtle if you want, you can play as... What I played as the other day, I played as a giant snake. And you could actually, like, slither around trees and, like, climb trees and go across all the branches and things, and you can become extremely venomous. Unfortunately, I picked a fight with an animal that I shouldn't have picked a fight with. It kind of resisted my poison, like, quite aggressively. And I got my butt kicked. But whenever I was playing as this thing, it's semi-aquatic, so it can swim and it can also go on land. Which is how I survived this. It was basically like an extinction-level event. It was a giant flood that just flooded the entire land. The only place you could go to be safe if you were a land dinosaur was on top of this giant mountain. But there was also a tornado that came down and killed like almost everybody. And I remember I was trying to get away from the tornado. It was terrifying. Like, do not get me wrong. This was freaking terrifying. The music that played was just like next level stress-inducing. And for me, that's saying something, because I don't really get stressed out on a lot of things. But, it was terrifying. That's the only way I can really describe it. It was freaking terrifying. The music that played, the fact... the tornado seemed like it was an actual living entity that intentionally went around the map hunting down players until it killed you. Because it came for me, like it beelined directly for me several times. The only reason I survived was because I was semi-aquatic, so I could kind of like go down into the water and hide. So I want to upload some videos of that, and maybe I'll do that like on Saturdays or something. Like maybe come the new year, I might start doing that. Like upload on Saturdays and maybe even do live streams of it. Because I'm not gonna lie, it was freaking fun. And it suits my playstyle too, because I prefer playing as semi-aquatic. That way, I can play to the strengths of both land and water. If I feel that I'm being outmatched by something, I can just either retreat on land or go into the water. But the flood isn't all that the game has either. Like, keep in mind, I was in a jungle, right? Like, I was at the very top of these humongous jungle trees. I climbed all the way up to the very top, and the water level like went way above these trees. But there's also like droughts, there's fires, there's lightning storms, there's a lot of stuff in that game that it really makes me want to play. I still have it installed. I also tried playing the Isle again recently, and yeah, it's still about the same. You've got this huge map where there's hardly anything. You struggle to come across new players, or players at all, and whenever you do, they're hostile as heck. Whereas Beast of Bermuda, it's a bit more chill. In fact, you know what? I might actually record a video of that game once I get done with this. Okay, this is going to Fort Astron, then this is going to Siren Song, then this is going to Eastwind again, so I can just, tell you what, I'll do this. Yeah. 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 Uh-huh. Lots and lots and lots of mail for Eastwind. I don't think the town has this high of a population, if I'm going to be honest, but, I mean, I'm recording this like a week before Christmas, so I guess everybody's sending their loved ones, you know, Christmas cards and whatnot. Sending them Christmas gifts and the like. Alright, I think I can go ahead and turn this off, and then I'm going to go to bed. Alright, we have woken up, basically just outside the city limits here. Fortunately, the wind is blowing directly from the city, which is less than favorable for me. But I know the way to deal with this. Which is to cry like a baby. Okay, I think really my best bet is to just sail around this rock over here, then kind of pull into port. But I like having this telltale here. That's so useful. It beats having to look up there or switch over to first third person camera to look at the flag. I can just tell which way the wind's blowing with this right here. It's so useful. I wish I'd done that, like, first thing, because this thing was basically free, if I recall right. So yeah, once I get done with this, I think I will upload a video, or I will record a video of Beast of Bermuda, and I'll upload it whenever I get the chance. It'll probably just be like some point random in the week, and if people like it, we'll kind of make a series out of it. We'll play it on Saturdays or something, and maybe even do live streams of it. I'll probably be playing as a snake again, because I had a lot of fun playing as a snake. It was freaking awesome. Honestly, you know, I think I could probably go ahead and start angling in here. Or not. But yeah, Now, once we get done with this, the next video will probably be heading out to Happy Bay. After I get a couple more pieces of provisions, and I think I've got enough tools to do the mission without really any problems. Because the sun compass is used to determine your latitude at high noon, and then you have the quadrant, which is used to determine your latitude at night. So I'll be able to do it. I'll be able to determine where I am pretty effectively. And let's kind of angle out here again. Okay. And I don't really need to pull into the dockyard, so I can just park right next to the office. Yeah, so originally I was thinking about buying the brig, but I want to get down to the Firefish Lagoon at some point, relatively soon, and check out this new ship. I thought about doing it with my old T-Merchant save file, but nah, I wanna experience this with you guys. I want to see what the ship is actually like. On camera. We shall do a blind reaction. Okay, I'm going to sail out a ways away from the dock. That way I can kind of turn back that way and have an easier time casting off for Siren Song. How's the video doing right now, by the way? We are up to an hour already? I don't understand where the time goes, guys. I don't understand where it goes. I feel like I've only been playing for like 20 minutes. I don't understand. I don't understand at all. But I know most people enjoy these longer videos, so I'm not going to worry about it. I mean, after all, if the video's too long, you can just pause it, come back, and pick up where you left off. Alright, let's go ahead and get rid of that. Gap sale, not gap sale. No, this is a gaff sale. Never mind, I'm being a moron. The only issue that I have with gaff sales is the fact that they make it kind of hard to turn by themselves. Okay, actually, just go ahead and lock that, and then let's go ahead and start angling out here. Okay, I think we can kind of angle back towards the dock here, and start lowering, not quite all the way. Wait until we have some momentum, and there we go. Okay. first things first, let's sell the... or not sell, but deliver. Deliver the mail, and let's get some water and some food while we're here. Give me this. Give me another one as well. Hello? I'm trying to sell this to you, woman. Okay, and I'll take 2 more for the road. And I'll take a couple of apples with me. I'll take an apple and another apple. Cooked fish. How much is smokers? That's a stove. That's really not super expensive. The drying rack seems a bit unreasonable to me, but, I mean, whatever. Salmon slice. Ah, cheese, here we go. This'll do. This'll do nicely. Man, that stop cost me like 30 gold. Or 30 crowns, whatever you want to call them. But I'd rather do that than dig into my food supply on my ship. Because I like to keep that just for situations where I'm out at sea. Okay, let's go ahead and angle you out. Come on. Turn! Turn! Ah, you big lubbocks. Fine, I'll do it this way. Actually, I think what I'll do is I'll do that. Alright, one... I just realized. 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 I didn't grab... another bit of mail going out to Eastwind. Bessie, come back! Bessie! I'm swimming with people's mail. This is probably against company policy if I'm gonna be honest, but nobody saw it. All right, nobody saw it. Not a single person in the capital city of the Eastern region saw what I just did. It never happened. And you guys didn't see anything either. Okay, so I've got 2 apples and 2 things of water. I'm just going to put these here. Stop it. I said stop. There we go. And I'll just keep those in my inventory. Excuse you? At what point did I give you permission to collapse down? I don't recall doing it. I'm pretty sure I stacked you like that so you would remain stacked. So remain stacked. Okay. Alright, nappy time. And Siren Song. Here we are, once again, home sweet home for the most part. Pull up OBS from this YouTube video. Okay, yeah, you guys should be able to see the lights of port, if nothing else. I feel like I'm about to crash into that rock. I should probably not crash into that rock. That seems like a good idea to not do. A wooden hole in a strong, sturdy rock that's probably withstood the tests of the ocean for millions, if not billions of years. I feel like the rock probably has that one. And by the rock, I do not mean Dwayne Johnson. Sometimes I miss my old wrestling games. I still have the very first wrestling game I ever got. It was on the Nintendo 64. It's WWF No Mercy or something like that. The amount of hours I put into that game, kind of ridiculous. It's probably a good thing there was no way for me to actually keep track of the hours that I spent playing games back in the day. Oh man, even like The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time, for crying out loud, the amount of hours I put into that. Or Star Fox. Or even worse still, probably like the original like 2005, 2004 Star Wars Battlefront games. Probably looking at thousands of hours. Don't stab me, 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 don't stab me. Thank you. Alright. I have need of your mail that is going to Eastwind. It's only 34 crowns, but yeah. It is a short distance from here to Eastwind, so it makes sense. Alright. Should I wait till morning? Probably not, honestly. Okay, let's turn on the lights. There we go. Have a nice, slow, and controlled speed through here. Yeah, there's something wrong with the jib sail, because it was not catching hardly any wind at all. Like, it acted like it was, but it would be like this, but it would act like it wasn't a part of the ship or something. It would offer, like, no propulsion. So I'm glad the Genoa sail is still working. I don't know if that's due to a mod or if it's just a bug for the jib sail. Either way, crisis is avoided, at least for now. I'm going to raise up the gaff sail. Just trying to turn us into the rocks. Not really a great start, if I'm going to be honest. Okay, so the wind's going to be complicated here because it's blowing in the direction that I need to go. Or blowing from the direction that I need to go. Or do I? Where's my compass? There it is. Nope, I do need to be going in really more of a that-way-ish sort of direction. Yeah, about there-ish, I think. Oops. Alright. I'm going to turn off the lanterns, and I'll see you guys in the morning. Land ho! Off on the horizon. Great. These things fell over, but whatever. Maybe I can organize them again. So far, that has been my issue with mail, is that it doesn't like to stay standing very, very much. I think stacks of 3 is about the limit before things start getting awkward. Okay, so yeah, with east wind, you want to sail around the island and kind of turn back into it, because it's got that canal that goes through it. And the wind usually blows towards the east. But man, I'm loving this sail configuration. It's so much easier to deal with than just having that square sail. On top of that, it doesn't try to keel over nearly as much. That's why I like these gaff sails. You can kind of control how much wind the sail takes on. I'm going to pull that back just a little bit. It's about there-ish. I think that should be fine. You can kind of control how much wind is actually supposed to be hitting the sail a lot easier than the old square sails. Square sails are very good if you have the wind like directly behind you, but otherwise I prefer gaff sails. Might not be as fast. But eventually, once we have enough money to buy a different ship, it won't matter. Namely, probably the big ship. The Huzama what's it from the Firefish Lagoon. That's what the name. That's the ship's name from now on. The Huzama what's it. Kind of like if I had the power to name a town, I'd name it kind of sort of there-ish. Like that one really, but I think it's in England, and it's a town that has a name that's like 100 freaking characters long or something. It's something ridiculous. Like, imagine having to write that on a postcard. They probably, or you're trying to send a piece of mail to someone, and you're from that town, or you're trying to send mail to someone that's in that town. You have to write out that entire town's name. I imagine they have an abbreviation for it. They have a nickname or something. I like how the telltale is basically just a recolored flag. It's the exact same model, it's just recolored. And I think at every port, you get a different color. Like here you get green, at Gold Rock City you get orange. Alright, so how much money are we bringing in with this? Okay, I should probably pull up my phone. Because I suck at doing math, and according to the older generations, we were never going to have a calculator with us at all times, but I'm going to prove them wrong. So 117 plus 61 plus 34 plus 174 equals 386 is how much we'll be making with this. So doing the circuit back and forth between Eastwind and Mount Malefic will get you a pretty decent amount of money. It is possible to become rich with just the mail, though it will take you a while. And especially once you start doing like open ocean crossings and things, you'll start bringing in a lot of money. So the galleon is 110 gold piece or gold lions. I can only imagine how much the other ship is going to cost. So I think this other one has like 4 masts or something. I have seen pictures of it. I haven't like looked at the interior or anything like that. I've just seen pictures of it on on the outside. I've seen like scale size comparisons, and yeah, it's a monster. Very much looking forward to getting it. Because I've bought every ship in the game numerous times over on the channel. I have purchased the brig. I probably purchased the brig the most, even though I probably used it the least. The junk isn't going to be far behind it. The ship I've used the most has definitely been the Sandbuck. The brig would be a lot more useful if it was just a little bit wider and a little bit taller. That way you could stack like 3 rows of 3 all the way down the length of the ship. Which means you basically double the amount of goods you bring into town compared to the Sandbuck. Because I don't think the brig is a lot... It is bigger, but I don't think it's a lot bigger than the Sandbuck. Alright. Pulling into port. There we go. Let's start preparing. And ironically, even though I went around it this way, the wind is going to be blowing in my face whenever I try to depart. Oh well. Can't win them all, I suppose. Alright. And I can sell that. So, I would say this is a very successful run of our new geared up ship. Just a gaff sail and a Genoa sail. It very effective. One of the easiest builds in the game, to my mind. It's very hard to beat this simple of a loadout. Okay, I mean, it's right there. I shouldn't need to hire the freaking cart for this. So, I'm going to guess we should be around 500 by the time we get done with all of this. Had fun sorting all this out. I'm glad it's not my job anymore. That was a nightmare. I've moved up in the company. I'm out having fun on the high seas until the storm comes over. Alright, so that brought me up to 650, actually. A lot better than I was expecting. Okay. Let's come over here. Let's sell this. Let's also buy some bread. And a bit of cheese. And that's going to be where I call this a video. So thank you everybody so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, leave a comment. Actually, before I leave... Okay, no, they don't have anything that goes out to the world. So, I'll probably do some other things off screen, but for now, I'm going to call it a video so I can start playing Beasts of Bermuda. And yeah, I'll see you guys on the next video. So until then, God bless, take care of yourselves, and I'll see you then. Bye-bye.